What is up, guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm sitting here in my kitchen. So what I wanted to film today is a video talking about my wedding, things that I wish I would have done different, things that I'm glad that I did, and maybe just some tips and advice for y'all who are getting ready to get married, because weddings, there's just so much that go into it. There's so many things that you learn after you've done it that are so helpful for people before they get married to know. First, want to say a wedding is such an exciting thing that if you are in school, if you're about to graduate, if you have any other big life event going on, separate them. Literally within like 3 days of graduating college, moving cities, getting married, all in the same span of like 3 or 4 days. Maybe it'll work for you, but for me it just would have worked better if I would have separated big life events so that I could focus and enjoy one thing at a time. The next thing that I wish I would have known and done is make sure that all your stuff, like all your wedding stuff, is prepped before you get to the venue. So I had those like dancing light up glow stick things. This is just one example. I had those for the reception and they have clear plastic wrap on it, and I thought, oh, it'll be fine just to quick take the wrapping off when I get to the venue. Well, those things, it seems like such a small task, but it really does take time. And when you have a bunch of little things to do, it all adds up. And also the day of the wedding, there were like 2 hours before the ceremony where everyone was just running around like crazy people trying to get everything done, and we just could have been more organized. So get all those little tiny things done beforehand, and also have a game plan. Talk the night before or the day before or the week before of, hey, at this time you're gonna be doing this. You're gonna set up the card table, the gifts table, and this is what it's gonna look like. Have that done beforehand so that the day before or the day of the wedding, you're not having to tell 50 people at the same time what needs to be done. Another thing I wish I would have done different is not spent so much money and focus on decorations. Now, I did a really good job with the budget that I had. I had a really small budget and I stayed within it. But even with a small budget and the little amount that I did spend on decorations, I still went over what I actually ended up using. So for example, there were extra things that I spent money on that I didn't end up using. I think personally less is more, and so the more simple things are, the more beautiful and elegant they are. When you try to do too much, it can get just cluttered and too much and distracting, and so less is more, and that way you can save some money and not overspend on decorations that you don't end up using. Something else that I wish I would have done is made the wedding more personal. I don't know, those personal touches are what makes the wedding your wedding, and I wish that I would have just added more of those personal touches. Another thing that I wish I would have done is I wish I would have had a bridal shower and bachelorette party. It can be so easy to be busy and overwhelmed and not have a lot of money and to just say, oh, it's okay, we don't need to do it. But you only get married once. And even if you find something that hardly costs anything, good memories don't have to cost a lot of money. Yes, people go on big bachelorette trips and have big fancy bridal showers, and those are great, but if you don't have the money, you can still make something work rather than just saying, oh, it's okay not to do it, because you get married once. You only get to have one bridal shower, one bachelorette party. Like, just do it. Okay, one tip is if you're getting white wedding shoes, go like order your wedding shoes and your wedding dress far in advance. I literally was looking for wedding shoes 2 days before my wedding, and that's one because I ordered some on Amazon and they came and they were the wrong size. Well, they were the right size, they just didn't fit. In 2, I think it was graduation season, prom season, wedding season, and so I could not find any white shoes in store. So that should be one of the first things that you buy. As soon as you get your dress, as soon as you know what kind of shoes you're looking for, buy them, because the process could take longer than you think. Because I was literally looking for wedding shoes 2 days before my wedding, and that's way too stressful. Do not put yourself in that situation. So now I'm going to share with you guys some of the things that I did do that I'm so glad I did, that are just some tips for y'all, because there's a lot of ways that you can do a wedding for not that expensive. We had a very small budget. I think we stayed under $3,000 total, which is crazy. Like, that's total. That's including venue, that's including dress, tux, everything, food, everything under about $3,000, which is crazy, considering what a lot of people spend on weddings these days. So one thing that I did is I bought a wedding dress online at lulus.com. My wedding dress was literally $30. $30. I'm not kidding you. I'll put pictures here. It was a clearance dress that then there was also like a 48-hour 40% off sale on the website, and I just took a chance, ordered it, and I loved it. It was so simple. It was exactly what I wanted for $30. That helped. Like, I had to get some alterations, but I found someone that does alterations for such a low price. Like, my whole wedding dress with alterations was like $50, and I loved it. And before that, I had went to so many David's Bridals, boutiques, and tried on all these dresses, and their prices are going to be expensive because they know that you're going to go there and probably find one that you like. Which, if you have the money, go for it. But if you don't have the money, like, do not be ashamed for buying a wedding dress off of a website for $30. I did it, and it was so nice. Like, I didn't have to worry about if I got it dirty at my wedding, or if the bottom of it got dirty, or if I got fake tan on it. Like, I just didn't care because it was only $40. It still looks so elegant. So go check out lulus.com. Their dresses are beautiful, and it saved me so much money, and I loved it more than any other dress that I had tried on. Okay, another thing that I'm glad that I did is I did my own wedding and makeup. Now, yes, it would be very stress relieving if you just had someone else do it, especially if you aren't super good at hair and makeup. But if you're good at hair and makeup, just practice makeup looks before the wedding. Like, you can save so much money. The money that you would spend on having someone do your makeup, you could get new good products for you to keep. Now, make sure that you plan time to do it so you're not running behind doing your hair and makeup. But it saved me money, and I wouldn't have changed it. I think it turned out great. So that's another way to save money. Okay, learn how to do flowers yourself, or have someone in your bridal party or your whole bridal party, or someone just do flowers yourself. We did all of our flowers. We did all the boutonnieres, Riley's boutonnieres, my flowers, and all the bridesmaids' flowers, and the 2 bouquets that we had on the chairs for Riley's dad and uncle, all for like $60 or $80. I think it was definitely under $100. And that's because my maid of honor, Faith, shout out Faith, you are the best, she did them herself, and she had the bridesmaids help. And now the only piece of advice I would have with that is it does take longer than you think. So make sure you have enough time planned to do it, or maybe don't have someone in your bridal party do it. Maybe have someone outside of your bridal party do it. That way your bridal party can be present with all the bridal party stuff. It turned out great. Our flowers turned out beautiful. It was so worth it, and we saved so much money, and it was the best thing ever. Do flowers yourself. Go get them from Trader Joe's or just anywhere and do it yourself. Okay, next, glass vases filled with water with floating candles are such a cheap and elegant way to make your wedding look fancy, and it's cheap. You can get those tall glass vases at literally the Dollar Tree for $1, and the floating candles you can find at Hobby Lobby, Michael's. You can get them on Amazon. I got mine on Amazon. Okay, catering. I did catering from Publix. Publix is like a local, it's not local, it's a grocery store if you don't know what Publix is. And their food was so good, and the amount of food that we got for the price that we paid, I think we paid $1,200 for catering. I don't know if that's a lot or if that's cheap. I'm pretty sure it's very much on the cheap side. And we had about we planned for 150 people, so 150, but that included all of the food and all of the cupcakes. So we did cupcakes for the guests, and then we had a small cake for me and Riley. But catering from Publix was so much cheaper from my understanding than any restaurant that we looked at in the area, and the food was so good, and people just want food. It's not that big of a deal in my opinion. We didn't have a fancy sit down dinner. We just had people go through the house at the venue, go through a line through the house, get their food, and then we had tables outside for people to eat at quick. But like, don't put pressure on yourself. Find a grocery store that caters. You will find it for such a cheaper price. Get your cupcakes there, get it all in one, and it was great. Okay, another thing that me and Riley did to save money is we didn't go buy a fancy cake. We found someone, which is the lady that I used to babysit for. She made our cake, and we didn't even know what flavor she was gonna do. We just sent her a picture of what we kind of wanted it to look like, and she made one, and the cake was just for me and Riley to eat. And then we had cupcakes for everyone else. But that also saved us a lot of money, because if you're laid back like me and Riley are, you're probably gonna take one bite of the cake for your pictures of cutting the cake. You're so excited and it's so much going on that you don't even really remember what the cake tastes like, in my opinion. Like, the moment goes so fast, and then we didn't even have time to have more cake after that. So to pay $100 plus, I don't even know how much a wedding cake costs, to pay that money on a cake that you're gonna have one little bite of and then you're gonna forget what it tastes like, it just wasn't worth the money for us. We saved money and had someone just make us a small one. So if you know someone that can make you a small cake, just do that. Okay, another thing we did to save money is we got married on a Monday. Now, the reason that we did this is because my family was in town, traveling from Wisconsin all the way to Alabama. They were in town for my graduation, and so graduation was Saturday, Mother's Day was Sunday, and the wedding was Monday. We wanted to fit it all in one weekend. Since they were traveling down, just fit it all in. If you're having a smaller wedding, if the people can travel, just, I don't know, it worked for us, saved us a lot of money, and we literally got our venue overnight from Sunday at 5 p.m. overnight to Monday at midnight for $900. Okay, let's talk about rings. So my engagement ring was the pricey ring. It's a beautiful ring from Kay Jewelers. Riley bought it. It's a lot of money. Not too much, but it's a good ring, and it was expensive. Now my band, me and Riley, one, didn't really have money to spend on an expensive band because they're so expensive for no reason. Two, we're so busy, didn't really have time to look, and we just needed a band for the wedding. My wedding band I got from Amazon for, I'm not kidding, $11. And it looks beautiful, and it hasn't tarnished. And I don't know, it's beautiful, and it's exactly what I wanted. And I will get a real band eventually, one that fits this shape, because it doesn't, I would like them to be closer together. But don't like stress over the small things. That's my biggest advice. Don't stress over the small things. $11 band, nobody knows that it's $11. Now everyone knows because I'm posting this on YouTube. But $11, and just like my dress, $30. That was a total, that's under $100 for my dress and my band, when some people spend thousands and thousands of dollars, which if you have it, like, no hate, but if you don't have it, please don't stress over it. No one knows. That's not what this is all about. It's all about you marrying your best friend, and the cost of your wedding band, the cost of your dress does not matter. Okay, so something that was my favorite part of the wedding night was the line dancing that we did. So my dad used to teach line dances, I'm pretty sure, And I've just always liked line dancing. I've always thought they're super fun. And so my dad taught a line dance at my wedding. It was so fun, and it forced you to dance with people that you don't know, you've never met before, but it made us all like dance together and hang out together and dance with people that you don't know. But it made it so fun, and we were all like one big happy family, and it was the best part. And so that could be something really fun to get everyone included together. And also those little glow stick wand thingies that light up are great because they help people who don't really dance have something to hold on the dance floor without feeling awkward. Okay, I'm trying to think of all the tips, but one more that I know is I got my veil on Amazon for $10, and I'm going to try to figure out how to link things. I don't know how to do all that, but I'm gonna try to figure out how to link things so that you guys can have all the links to all my wedding stuff. But it was so cheap, and it was so beautiful and such good quality. And also I got my wedding jewelry off of Olive and Piper. I will link them down below too. But their wedding jewelry was stunning, stunning, so beautiful. The pieces just went so good together. They were exactly what I wanted. Like, just, I guess my biggest piece of advice with all of this is just don't stress things, because it's not why you're getting married. And it can be overwhelming to think about all these things that you have to buy and figure out. But if you just go into it like, look, it's all gonna work out. It doesn't matter how much things cost. It doesn't matter, like, at the end of the day, like, no one's gonna notice besides me. And so I have to decide, you know what, I'm gonna be happy with a $30 wedding dress. If it looks beautiful, it looks beautiful. Like, I don't know, just don't stress the little things. It's all gonna work out. And just remember why you're getting married. I think that's it. I think those are all my tips. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope that this video helped someone, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye guys.